Nigel Farage reads secret Labour memo. Keir Starmer's face changes instantly. You're not going to believe what just happened. A moment caught on camera, raw, unscripted, and impossible to ignore, just shook up the final stretch of this UK election cycle. Nigel Farage, live on air, stood there holding what he claimed was a leaked internal Labour memo. And when he started reading it aloud, Keir Starmer's face changed instantly. No warning. No rebuttal. Just a frozen expression that said it all. This wasn't some staged media stunt. This was an ambush, clean, legal, but brutal, and it landed like a political thunderclap. And now, people are asking, what's really in that memo? Why did Starmer react like that? And if this is just the start, what else is being hidden behind closed doors? It happened during a panel discussion in the final televised debate before polls open. Farage, now leading Reform UK and riding a surprising wave of public anger, had been goading Starmer all night, accusing Labour of backroom deals, of talking one way to the press and another behind the scenes. Then he reached into his inside jacket pocket, and out came a single printed page. He looked directly at Starmer, raised an eyebrow, and said, "Would you like to explain this, Sir Keir?" The moderator tried to cut in too late. Farage began reading. Not all of it. Just a few select lines. But those lines were enough to spark a media frenzy. Refrain from making firm policy statements on immigration reform until post-election phase. Avoid public comment on asylum intake caps, especially in marginal constituencies. Coordinate talking points with third-party advocacy groups to maintain distance from controversial messaging. By the time he got to the third paragraph, Starmer was visibly shaken. Not angry. Not defensive. Just still. As if he couldn't believe this was happening now, on live TV, with millions watching. And in that moment, the mood shifted. Because even if you didn't know the full context, you felt that something real had just been exposed. Now, let's be clear. The document hasn't been verified by Labour HQ. Not yet. But Farage insists it came from a disillusioned staffer, someone inside the campaign who couldn't stomach the hypocrisy any longer. He didn't name the source, but he did say he's handed the full memo to several news outlets and watchdogs for authentication. And here's where it gets interesting. Multiple journalists, including a senior editor at The Telegraph, say the document looks authentic. The formatting, the phrasing, even the internal codes match previous Labour communications. One insider, speaking anonymously to a Channel 4 producer, said, "If that's a fake, it's a damn good one. But honestly, it reads like something we were told weeks ago, just not written down." The fallout on social media was immediate. On X, formerly Twitter, hashtags like #Memogate and #StarmerExposed began trending within an hour. One tweet that got over 40,000 likes read, "Now we know why they're so vague on immigration, they never planned to be honest." Another read, "This is why people don't trust Labour. Say one thing, plan another." Even some Labour supporters expressed concern. A prominent left-leaning commentator posted, "If this memo is real, it's political malpractice. You can't campaign on clarity while hiding core positions." Meanwhile, over on GB News, the segment was replayed 4 times in one night, with Farage joining a follow-up panel to double down. The British people deserve the truth, not just spin. This memo proves Starmer's team has been playing a double game, trying to look moderate to the public, while planning something else entirely behind the curtain. As of this broadcast, Labour has neither confirmed nor denied the authenticity of the memo. A spokesperson issued a carefully crafted statement. "We are focused on delivering a hopeful, responsible vision for Britain's future. We will not be distracted by political theatre and conspiracy narratives." Notice what's missing from that line? No denial. No explanation. Just deflection. Which only adds fuel to the fire. Because in politics, silence isn't neutral, it's loud. And Starmer's silence is echoing across every newsroom in the country. We're just days from the vote. Polls have Labour leading, but not by much. And Reform UK, once seen as a fringe disruptor, is now biting into both Tory and Labour numbers in key battlegrounds. If the memo is verified in the next 48 hours, it could tip undecided voters. Not necessarily toward Farage, but away from Labour. One senior Conservative campaigner told The Times, This changes the game. People already felt Starmer was too scripted. Now they'll see what he's scripting behind closed doors. Even the Liberal Democrats are capitalizing, with one MP tweeting, "Voters deserve honesty. If Labour won't give it, maybe it's time they looked elsewhere." The document is now in the hands of media analysts and legal experts. If it's authenticated, the fallout could stretch far beyond this election. Because it wouldn't just be about one memo. It would be about how Labour strategizes, what they choose to hide, and whether Starmer's leadership is more about performance than principle. And the real question, the one no one wants to ask out loud, is this. If this is what got leaked, what else haven't we seen? This was more than a debate stunt. It was a moment of raw political exposure, the kind that reveals more than any press conference ever could. And now the public has a choice to make. Not just about who to vote for, but about who to believe. Because sometimes, the biggest story of an election isn't in the promises made. It's in the quiet things they hope you never find out. And this time someone found out.